Welcome back to the Explainer. Today, we are winding the clock all the way back. I'm talking before the cloud, before big data was even a buzzword. We're going to dig into the foundational tech that first brought some real order to the chaos of business information, the traditional data warehouse. So let's just start with a question to set the scene. Picture it. You're a big company in the 1990s. Your sales data? It's over here in one system. Your finance data? That's in a totally different one. And your inventory? Well, that's in a third. None of them talk to each other. So how in the world do you get a single, trustworthy view of your entire business? Yeah, that was the massive problem everyone was trying to solve back then. And the answer to all that data chaos was a concept that was frankly revolutionary for its time. A central, organized hub for every single piece of key business information. This was the data warehouse. And you know what? It completely changed the game for how companies use data to make decisions. Okay, so what is this thing exactly? Well, a data warehouse is a system that's designed from the ground up to be the single source of truth. The most important words here are cleaned, structured, and historical. See, it's not some messy dumping ground for raw data. Think of it more like a meticulously curated library built specifically for analysis. And this quote, it just perfectly nails the golden rule of the traditional warehouse. This idea is called schema on write, and what it means is that data has to be cleaned, structured, and basically forced to fit a predefined set of rules before it's ever even allowed inside. So the quality control is built right in from the very beginning. To really get how this all works, let's use an analogy. Let's think of the data warehouse as a data refinery. It takes in all this raw, kind of crude data from all over the business, and through a series of steps, it turns it into high-value, purified information that's actually ready to be used. So come on, let's take a quick tour of that refinery.
All right, here is the high-level map of our whole refinery process. You can see the data flows from all those different source systems, then it hits a staging area, goes through the core ETL process, lands on the warehouse storage, and then finally gets out to the users. Let's zoom in on the most critical parts of that journey.
First stop is the staging area. You can think of this as the loading dock of our refinery. All the raw data from those different sources gets dropped off right here. It's like a temporary holding pen where the first checks are run, data gets validated, and you make sure everything's okay before it's allowed into the main facility. It's messy, and it is absolutely off limits to end users. And now we're at the very heart of the entire operation, the ETL layer. ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. And believe me, this is where the real magic happens. The system extracts the raw data from that staging area, it transforms it by applying all the business rules, like standardizing dates or converting currencies, and then it loads that newly cleaned and structured data right into the warehouse. So once the data has been refined, it needs a permanent, super secure home, and that's the storage layer, the main vault. This is where the final, pristine data is held, all organized into these specific models or schemas that are optimized to answer business questions really, really fast. And back in the day, this was the domain of giants like Teradata and Oracle. Now, inside that vault, the data isn't just, thrown onto some shelves randomly. No way. It is meticulously organized according to some very strict rules to make it easy to find and use. And there were two main organizational models that really dominated the traditional data warehouse world. And those models are the star and Snowflake schemas. The star schema, that's the most common one, you have a central fact table, maybe with sales records, and it's connected directly to dimension tables that describe things like customers, products, and time. It's simple, it's fast. The Snowflake schema, well, it takes things a step further. It breaks down those dimension tables into even smaller, related tables to cut down on redundant data, but it does make the queries a little bit more complex. Okay, so we know how it works. But the real question is, how well did it work? Let's run through a quick little scorecard here of what made this architecture so dominant for decades and what eventually exposed its limitations. The number one strength, the entire reason this thing even existed, can be summed up in just one word: trust. The whole system was engineered from top to bottom to produce reliable, consistent, and super high-quality data. Because of that super rigorous transform-first approach, everyone in the company, I'm talking finance, marketing, sales, everybody was looking at the exact same numbers. It was absolutely perfect for the world it was built for, which was structured business reports, dashboards, and making sure everything was totally consistent for things like regulatory reporting. But that rigidity, which was its greatest strength, eventually became its biggest weakness. The world changed, right? The data warehouse was fundamentally a product of a time before the internet explosion, before real-time analytics became something everybody needed.
So you want to add a new data source? Oh, that's going to be a months-long project. You need real-time insights? Sorry, this system only updates once a day, maybe overnight. What about analyzing customer comments or server logs? Nope, the rigid structure just can't handle all that messy, unstructured data. And on top of it all, this stuff ran on incredibly expensive, specialized hardware.
Now, these limitations, it didn't exactly kill the data warehouse, but what they did do was spark an evolution. The need for more flexibility, more speed, and the ability to handle just massive volumes of all kinds of different data, that led directly to the modern data platforms we use today. And you can see the whole story play out right here. The warehouse of the 90s, it completely mastered structured data. Then in the 2000s, data lakes came along specifically to handle that explosion of unstructured data the warehouse couldn't touch. The 2010s gave us cloud warehouses, which took the old model and just supercharged it with the scale and power of the cloud. And now, today, we're seeing the rise of the lakehouse, which is trying to combine the reliable structure of the warehouse with the flexibility of the data lake, all in one place.
So you see, while the technology itself has evolved a ton, those core principles that the traditional data warehouse pioneered, data quality, consistency, having a single source of truth, they are more important today than they have ever been. It truly laid the foundation for everything that came after it, which really just leaves us with one final question. What are we going to build on that foundation next?